welcome to the show. I'm Jenna Morton.
And I'm Tosh Taylor, and you may have guessed it because, well,
if you're watching,
Jenna's got horns on her head.
Yeah.
I am wearing a Witch's Brew coffee shirt. It is Halloween time, our friends. It is Jenna's favorite holiday, and
I love it.
we've got lots to talk about this year. And I think we should start with, have you been to the grocery store? Have you seen the prices?
Yeah, you want to talk scary?
Oh.
That is the scare. That is the trick this year. Is the
oh my
price.
gosh.
Oh my goodness. So for many years, we have talked Halloween and we've talked about saving money, and we usually focus on like costumes and decorations, and we might get to that this episode, but if not, the stuff from previous years still rings true.
Sticks.
But this year, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
People need help saving money on Halloween when it comes to the treats. So this year, 2025, the estimates out there based on like retail surveys, consumer reports, all that kind of stuff, suggest that the average Canadian is thinking they're going to spend about $60 on Halloween this year.
Okay.
A Canadian parent who has to factor in costumes and such is figuring they're going to spend about $120.
Wow.
And that's the average. That's what people are estimating as well. That's before they've actually gone and paid for the things and looked at their receipts. Because, oh my goodness, it is so hard this year to find things that are within your budget. So that's where I'm going to tell people to start. Like, if you are sitting there going, I don't know how to do this, I don't know what's happening, this is just ridiculous money, start with a budget. Don't just think, oh, I'm going to go and find something on sale.
Yep.
Actually take the time to do the math. I know we don't always like that word, but this is not hard math, and trust me, it's worth it. Think about the first step. How many people do you get coming to your house?
Right, your average for every year.
Right. So if you're not someone who's kind of, maybe you've moved into a new neighborhood, maybe you haven't paid attention in the past. Pro tip from my youth, my mom always kept a little piece of paper by the door and little check marks, the little tally sheet as people came.
Really?
She would count each year so that she knew next year about how many to prep for.
That's brilliant.
Because that's your biggest cost savings right there. If you know you're only going to get 40 kids maybe coming trick-or-treating to your house, don't plan for 100 and overspend unless you really want to eat all that candy.
Which maybe you do.
Go for it.
No
Power
judgment.
to you. But it's still like, if you're trying to save money, that's the first place to start. Have a good sense of how many kids you expect to come trick-or-treating, and then think about what you're giving them. So not just the like, oh, am I the house that gives out, full-size candy bars and bottles of pop versus am I giving out lollipops? You do the math, and depending on how many kids you have, you could come out cheaper doing pretty much full-size stuff, I think.
Yeah.
But if you look at what you're giving out, so say you usually get 100 kids coming to your door. You're prepping for 100 kids, but you're like, I cannot afford to give 100 kids, $1 worth of candy when they come to my door. Think about how much candy you're giving out. So here's the number that you want to kind of keep in your head if you're shopping. Trust me, I've actually been sitting down with the flyers, doing the numbers. If you can get away with a per unit cost of anywhere from 15 to 20 cents, you're doing pretty good this year.
Okay.
If you can get it down even further to like 12 cents per unit, so like per candy you're giving out, if you can get it down to like 12 cents, you are a pro. If you got anything under that, I want to know what you're giving out, because I have not been able to find things that are going to come in around that are anything that a child wants to get at a door.
That's true, and that's something that you need to think about too, though, is like, what do kids in your area like? But my question for you is, when you've been doing your math and all of this, what does seem to be coming out as the cheapest item to purchase?
So I have been surprised at how closer in cost it's getting to buy like full-size chocolate bars in bulk versus the little mini ones where you might have picked up, especially if you're only looking at, I'm prepping for 30 to 40 kids. You may get a better bang for your buck going for the full-size bulk candy bars. So I was able to buy a package of 24 full-size chocolate bars, good brand name, I want to eat them chocolate bars.
That's the problem.
for $14.
Oh, whoa.
$14 for 24 bars. That's pretty easy math. That is
Yeah.
a good deal. Now, it's still above that, like, hoping to get it for a quarter. But if you have a low number, well, that's an easy, like, yeah, I've got 40 kids I might expect. I'm buying 2 boxes of that, and that's it. I give out 48 chocolate bars, and we're done.
Yeah.
Every kid goes away happy.
Super happy.
And I've kept it, you know, what's that? What did I say they were? 14? So that's $28. So under $30, you could give out those treats. I've also found like the mini chocolate bars. Same thing. I was able to get those around about a quarter a piece. Sour Patch, little packages of Sour Patch, 150 of them in a box, and the box was on sale. So it came in at about, I think it was $16 or $17 for the box of 150.
Okay.
So that was my best get so far this year.
Yeah, I would say it sounds like it. And everybody's going to be happy with Sour Patch Kids. And you can always, you know, not just grab a handful in your bucket and put it in the bag,
Exactly.
right? You can think about how much you're putting in each kid's bag as well.
Well, because if you're the type who's used to doing that kind of handful, that's going to cost you money. If you really need to budget this year, you need to put that boundary on yourself and say, okay, I have budgeted, I have 2 items per child rather than a handful, so that you keep in that budget. And that's also where you start to like think about mixing and matching. So you're like, okay, I really want to give out chocolate bars, but I can't afford to give every kid 3 mini chocolate bars. That's fine, give them 1 and something that's a lower cost point, and you can kind of help get yourself to that number that you're trying to get to. And don't overlook the non-Halloween stuff. So Rice Krispie Squares.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the other one. Look at the size of what you're buying. So right now you can buy Halloween Rice Krispie Squares, the Halloween branded mini treats. They might look like they're a good deal, but they're half the size of the other ones. You can buy the other ones in your grocery, you know, lunch snack aisle on sale, and you can come out ahead.
Right.
So I bought like that big, massive, like 54 box. Same thing, you find that on sale. And sometimes, you know, this is your tip for next year, your back to school sales,
Ooh.
where you can get those things on sale. Now, some of them will be on sale, you know, periodically through the year. You might get it around Halloween, but at back to school time, watch the sales then for the bulk items that are prepackaged, like, yeah, the Rice Krispie Squares, the like little goldfish in the packages. Those are great, especially if you know you have littler kids in the neighborhood. You know, a package of goldfish, parents love that, kids like it. You know, don't overlook just the regular grocery, you know, prepackaged. So many things are prepackaged for lunches now compared to when we were kids. You can find some pretty good deals. And like, if you got to go with the granola bar, just get the chocolate coated ones.
Exactly.
That looks like that's a chocolate bar to me.
It's a chocolate bar, plus you're saving that parent lunch snacks for the next week, which is, but that's huge. And then you have some kids, like my youngest daughter, who wouldn't want the chocolate bar. She is more of a candy kid or the goldfish kid or the chips. So like when we get home, you know, and they dump their piles out and they're sorting, Sarah gets all the chocolate and Erin gets all of that stuff from Sarah. So don't feel like you have to give chocolate bars, I guess is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be that. Suckers are always fantastic.
Yeah, and those are lower price point ones, right? You can usually get a nice big bag of Suckers, and Suckers last a long time. Suckers, not so bad if you want to like look for the post-Halloween sales and stash them away if you're the type of person who can actually stash away candy. Suckers, I could probably stash away and not worry about them.
It's the chocolate for me.
Yeah, I find like that's one thing. Like buying candy after Halloween, I find there's not as much as there used to be post-Halloween, although maybe this year will be a little different with the prices of things. But that's not, I would wait. And like any of the decor stuff, if you're a young parent and you're doing the boo basket thing that's all the rage now, you want to buy in the couple days after Halloween for next year. That's where you're going to save money and not get tripped up with spending $20, $30 on some bundle of things you're going to give your child 2 weeks before Halloween. Buy that stuff after Halloween this year. Same with decorations. Anything, I think anything we've brought into our house as a decoration has been purchased after Halloween for the next year. You know, and don't wait too long though, like within the 2 or 3 days after Halloween is where you're gonna find that stuff, and look for things that are, you know, marked down 70% off. That's where you're gonna find real value and be able to find things that you wanna tuck away for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are going to want to do it quick too, because that Christmas stuff is coming right.
It's already out there.
It's
there.
incredible. It's the dollar store I was at the other day. The aisle was half Christmas and half Halloween, and I was like, they couldn't give Halloween another week. You could.
But and to be fair, that creep has always been there, because my go-to costume in university was to dress up as a Christmas tree, because all the Christmas stuff was out at the dollar store.
I love that.
Right? Then you just, buy your Christmas decorations now, wear them, put them up. There you go.
Always been cost saving, this one. That's pretty smart. And you actually have some good cost saving tips here too for decorations.
Yes, I had to bring some props, because if you haven't watched us talk about Halloween before, and if you're just listening, then you're just going to have to, use your imagination. But this is cheesecloth. So some people, when I say that, don't really know what cheesecloth
Absolutely.
is.
Because what do you use it for?
To make cheese. That's why it's called cheesecloth.
Okay. Who's making cheese around here? Not many of us.
And there are people, but no, I'm not one of those people. No, I buy it for decoration. But you can see, it looks just pretty much like the buckets of stuff you can buy.
Yep.
Or, like those cottony cobwebs that people buy to decorate with. I hate how that cottony stuff sticks on everything. It's gross.
And it doesn't last.
No. But cheesecloth, this piece, I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that predates my children.
Wow.
I've been doing this since before I had kids. So this piece could be 15 years old. Maybe it's the 5-year-old batch, but I think it's from the original one.
I mean, and it looks like it could be 800 years old, so...
And that's what you're going for,
right? And that's the look you're shooting for.
If you're looking for it and you're like, cheesecloth, what is cheesecloth? It really is like thin cloth for like straining liquid out of cheese, or the material that's going to turn into your cheese. You're going to find it in a package, kind of like this. Look in like the grocery aisles of whatever store you're looking at, whether it's a dollar store or a grocery store, like where you would find the stuff that people use to make jam. That's where you're going to find this. It's not going to be in with the Halloween decorations.
No, this is true.
Go look. But for, this package was $2 this year. This is like not open, so current pricing, $2 gets you
a
couple sheets. So it's like 3 square yards. It's a lot. Then you just open it up and then you just like pull at it. Just make holes in it. Make it look old. If you want to dye it, you could do that as well, because I've seen very similar stuff for sale where it's black webbing and it's purple webbing and
that would be fun.
You could do that.
Do the tea staining and make it look older too.
Yeah, lots of things you can do with it, and it's so easy to clean up afterwards, and so little. It just like boom. Like, look at that. That all fit in my fist. That's one whole piece of like cheesecloth cobwebbing stuff that will drape. Like, this covers like an entire section of my kitchen.
Okay.
And it, like, put it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in a bin, and you're good to next year. It doesn't take up a ton of space, so it's not like those big, huge Halloween decorations, but it covers a lot of room, and it's not hard to store. And like I said, you can use this year after year after year.
Yeah. That's
my favorite.
She's the lover of the cheesecloth. Maybe some year we'll get her to make us cheese with it.
Oh God, no! I don't think that would be good. That would be scary. That would be a trick.
That would be another Halloween trick. Yeah, exactly. What other tips are you thinking for saving money when it comes to decor? Let's stick on that for a little bit.
So decor, definitely. If you're looking for kind of pre-made stuff, look. Starting now, actually, like the couple days leading up to Halloween, things will go on sale, and then after Halloween, one of my favorites that I got was years ago in the 70% off, or maybe it was even 90% off bin at the craft store, was foam spiders. So like the craft kits that they make for kids now, you can get like a stack of foam shapes. There's usually like 25 in a stack. I may have paid $1 for that package, if that. I don't even think it was that much. And then you put those all over your house. Easy peasy. Again, don't just throw them out. Pack them up, put them away. Those are small and compact, even though they can cover a big amount of space. Garbage bags. Garbage bags are the other go-to. We have talked about this one before. Black garbage bag, and you just cut strips of it. Leave a strip that's connected. For me personally, I don't like cutting it all in strips. Leave something along the top so you've kind of made slits, and then you put that up, over your porch, and you've got that whistly sound through the garbage bag. Very spooky, looks very haunted and spooky like. And yeah, I bought a box of, I think it was 25 or 30 large black garbage bags 5-10 years ago. We haven't even made it through that bag because, again, I don't always throw them out. Sometimes they don't survive.
Yeah, it depends how windy the
Right?
season was this time around.
Yeah.
But
After a while, you might want to retire them, but you can use them. And the other thing you can use the garbage bags for, which is really fun, whether you do white ones or black ones, put them up and cover your window. Right? You want that kind of spooky look to your house. Put those up. If you have cardboard left over from anything, do a little like cat outline, a little bat outline. You do not have to be crafty to make a cat or a bat outline. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. You don't have to do it with cardboard, do it with paper.
yeah, whatever works.
And you put those with like, you know, that sheet of plastic behind it, then it becomes this like silhouette in your window. Very easy. And it's really, that's something that's fun if you've got kids to get them involved with and do. It's very much something that they're able to create and able to put up. And it's not something that you spend a bunch of money on. So if something does happen, if you know the garbage bag rips as you're trying to put it up, that's okay.
Well, yeah. What else are you using black garbage bags for? Nothing.
Not too much these days. So yes, at some point they're probably going to become hard to find. So buy that package of them now and tuck them away with your Halloween decor.
Yeah, that's very true. But if you wanted to get kids involved, doing the cheesecloth is a big thing too. That just reminded me that I cheesecloth my front door, and then I just let the kids go crazy at it, like put holes wherever you feel comfortable, and then it gives it that cobwebby looking front door kind of idea. Now, if you're someone who actually uses your front door, that you might need to tape it on the inside. We never use our front door, it's just there for decoration. But it stays in one spot and it's good to go. And sometimes if it blows well enough, the leaves blow by and get stuck in it.
Yeah, it's perfect. Oh yeah, you get the like, you can usually buy like a bag of, you know, like little like spider wings, little bats or whatever. Again, if you can buy them after Halloween and save your money, even better. But if not, you can buy those not costing a whole lot.
Yeah.
You stick those kind of right in, especially the ones that are the rings, because then there's like little loops on the back of them.
Exactly.
You can stick them in the cheesecloth. It's fantastic. If you're looking for something like a little more macabre, a little darker, take your red marker or, you know, red food dye, dip that in, and then you've got bloody bandages to put up. It's like, it does not take a whole lot to make a very spooky looking decor.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
So, and you could really go crazy with it, depending how macabre you want to get.
Yeah.
Sometimes just lights are cool enough, I find. I have noticed a lot of people in Riverview that are very done up for Halloween this year. And some of them are just as cool as having the purple lights up, which I love. I'm a lights person. That's like, you can get me with the lights. But yeah, purple lights I think is such a cool idea to have those lights up, or orange lights too, of course. And that, speaking of lights, if it is your first Halloween in your neighborhood or whatever it may be, that is always something to remember. If you don't want anybody coming to your door, turn off your lights.
Yes.
Don't have your porch lights on. That's like the #1 etiquette rule.
Exactly, and that is the easiest cost saving rule too. Like, if you can't give out treats, if that is not in your budget, turn the lights out.
Turn the
It's
lights
okay.
out. Yeah.
There are lots of places, there are lots of people who have the means to go and to give out lots of treats. Let them do it. Turn your lights off. That's okay. You don't have to give out candy. There's no rule that says you have to. Just please, if you're not going to, turn your lights out, because then most parents will know to tell their children not to go to your door and to try to bother you. The other thing you can do is, if you're in a community, you know, whether that's, you know, duplexes and, you know, houses close together, a rural community where you're further apart, in an apartment building, wherever you are, team up with a neighbor, right? If you are like, you know what, I do want to give out treats, I want to contribute, I'm not sure that I can handle giving candy to 200 kids that are going to come through here, well, ask a neighbor, hey, can we team up? Can we each get, you know, half the amount of treats and put our, you know, and so if you're, you know, in a small community, put a little, you know, table down at the end of your driveway. You know, I can remember as a child going to many homes that would have like their driveways kind of taped off with, you know, caution tape, string, use your cheesecloth to create like a barrier so people aren't going to go up your driveway, and have a table down at the bottom and say, hey, you know, this is from these 2-3 houses. No kid that I know would mind getting their bag of candy and knowing that it came from 3 or 4 houses.
No.
If that's what you need to do to make enough, you know, packages, especially if you're in one of those dense communities where there's all kinds of kids coming through, talk to your neighbors and make a plan like that where you get to save some money.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You can always try and rely on the please take just one note. There are a lot of good children out there that will just take one. So that could be another cost saving. Also, it's a great way, I know a lot of families, you know, who stays home and who takes the kids, and or do we not turn the light on even though we want to take part in it. That's a good way to get everybody out. And then you can just leave that on your step or at the end of your walkway as well. There's a lot of people in the neighborhood that we go to that's what they do. It's just the take one, and it's a good cost-effective way, so long as you don't get robbed.
Well, like I said, then all you have to do is you find that one parent out of 3-4 houses who mans that station that gives it out. And having something that's, not having to walk up a driveway, that can actually be a lot more accessible for a lot of people as well, which is another nice bonus. And also, it doesn't have to be candy. It also doesn't have to be toothbrushes. You can find fun things, bulk pencils, erasers, stickers, all that kind of stuff. Again, just watch how much you're spending per unit and make sure that you are getting a good deal when you're doing it. That's the kind of thing that if you can pick it up now and tuck it away for next year, it helps.
Yeah, I think with the cost of things now, especially costumes, we may see a resurgence of homemade costumes.
I hope so.
Me too.
I love them. I have noticed, I will say, I was very excited because I do think this is coming. Years ago, before Halloween became such a big, it's commercial, we have to buy things, we have to, it used to be much more last minute, easy DIY kind of things. And you used to go to the thrift stores, and that's where you would find, funky things to put together and use your imagination. You didn't have to buy this package, this is what a construction worker looks like.
Exactly.
This year, for the first time, I felt that in the thrift stores again. So over the past couple years, you may have noticed, for a while there, the thrift store would suddenly kind of turn into a Halloween store. And there was new things, not just find a treasure thing. And this year it was back to go find a treasure.
Oh,
and
good.
Here's this section of things. And a lot of those kind of licensed costumes or those mass-produced things that your kids maybe are interested in, go and see if you can't find those pieces at a thrift store. We went and did that this year. My kids were like, why would I pay full price for this at this store when the exact same one was here?
They're learning.
Yes.
Good job, Mom.
Last tip, things that they did buy full price, they bought with money that was given to them by grandparents, aunts, uncles, people like that. So if you were in a position to give a Halloween gift to a little person or a little person's parents in your life, that might be a great thing to do, to say, hey, here's $20 to go towards your costume, or
that's fun.
Something like that. So if you're in a position to do that, that's how you can help someone else. But we're gonna have to leave it there because it's about time to go trick-or-treating.
Ooh, let's do it. Or watch the Jays game.
Yes, there's gonna be a lot of things happening that night this year. So anyway, thank you all for watching and for listening, and we will be back again next week. We will not be in costume. I don't think.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
You'll have to tune in.